Dixon, Illinois is a small city, fewer than 16,000 people. Its top financial official, though, is charged with a very big crime, stealing $30 million from the city.
In a small Illinois town of just 16,000 people, one woman managed to steal $53 million over 2 decades. No guns, no masks, just a trusted city worker with a pen, paper, and access to the town's bank accounts. This is the story of Rita Crundwell, the perpetrator of one of the largest municipal frauds in American history. By day, she was the comptroller of Dixon, Illinois, trusted by everyone in town. By night, she was building one of the most successful quarter horse breeding operations in the country. For 22 years, no one connected the dots between the town's financial struggles and Rita's extraordinary wealth. This is a story of deception hidden in plain sight, and how one simple question finally brought it all crashing down. Dixon, Illinois. Population 16,000. A small river town that proudly calls itself the childhood home of President Ronald Reagan. It's the kind of place where people know their neighbors and trust runs deep. In 1983, a local woman named Rita Crundwell began working in Dixon's finance department. She was just 30 years old, but she quickly gained a reputation for her financial skills and dedication. She was always the first one in and the last one out. She knew the city's finances, inside and out. Nobody else really understood municipal accounting like she did. By 1990, Rita had risen to become the city's comptroller and treasurer, the person solely responsible for managing all of Dixon's finances. She would hold this position for the next 22 years. The city trusted Rita completely. She had been there forever. Her family was well known in town. There was simply no reason to doubt her. But there was another side to Rita that few people in Dixon knew about. Outside of her modest city job, Rita was becoming a rising star in the world of quarter horse breeding. Quarter horses are an American breed, known for their ability to sprint short distances. Championship quarter horses can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Rita began breeding them in the 1990s. Starting a serious quarter horse operation isn't cheap. You need land, facilities, trainers, veterinarians, and competing at the level Rita was competing at required millions of dollars in investment. By the early 2000s, Rita's Mary J. Ranch was becoming one of the most successful quarter horse operations in the country. She owned more than 400 horses, many of them champions, with names like Pizzazzy Lady and Potential Investment. She was winning everything, multiple world championships. Her horses were the best of the best, and she spared no expense. The best trainers, the best care, custom trailers with her name emblazoned on the side. Everyone in the quarter horse world knew Rita Crundwell. Back in Dixon, the city was struggling financially. Budget cuts meant fewer police officers, deteriorating roads, and aging equipment that couldn't be replaced. Residents kept hearing there was no money. The city pool needed repairs, but there was no money. The streets had potholes, but there was no money. Meanwhile, everyone knew Rita had this big horse business, but they figured it was just successful. No one connected the dots. What no one in Dixon knew was that since 1990, Rita Crundwell had been systematically stealing from the city's accounts. Her scheme was both simple and bold. In December 1990, Rita opened a secret bank account at First Bank South. She called it the RSCDA account, supposedly standing for Reserve Sewer Capital Development Account. It sounded official, but it was completely fake. The genius of her scheme was its simplicity. She was the only person who managed the city's finances. She would write checks from legitimate city accounts, deposit them into her fake RSCDA account, and then use that money for her personal expenses. As comptroller, Rita had near complete control over the city's finances. She received all the bank statements. She reconciled all the accounts. She prepared all the financial reports, presented to the city council. What made this fraud possible was the complete lack of oversight. There were no checks and balances. The city council relied entirely on the financial reports Rita prepared. And of course, she didn't include her secret account in those reports. At first, the amounts were relatively small. In 1991, she stole about $181,000, but as time went on, her theft accelerated. In 2008, she took over $5.8 million in a single year, more than half of Dixon's annual budget. By the time she was caught in 2012, Rita had stolen a staggering $53.7 million. To put that in perspective, that's over $3,300 for every man, woman, and child in Dixon. For a small town, this was devastating. Rita created 159 fictitious invoices between 2001 and 2012 to help conceal her fraud schemes. She would tell city officials that the state was behind on payments to Dixon, a common problem in Illinois. This explained why the city always seemed short on funds. When city council members would ask where the money was, Rita would say, "The state hasn't paid us yet." And that made perfect sense, because Illinois was always late with payments. It was the perfect cover story. Meanwhile, Rita's horse breeding empire was growing exponentially. Her luxury lifestyle included a 400-acre ranch with state-of-the-art facilities, a fleet of expensive vehicles and horse trailers, luxury motorhomes worth over $2 million, over $340,000 in jewelry, and expensive vacations, and a second home in Florida. Perhaps most brazenly, Rita spent over $300,000 on a single horse named Potential Investment, a name that now seems like a dark joke at Dixon's expense. Everyone wondered how she did it. How could a city comptroller from a small town afford all this? But no one asked too many questions in the horse world. If you're winning and spending, people just assume you're successful. For 22 years, Rita's scheme continued undetected. The fraud might have gone on even longer, if not for a simple twist of fate in 2011. In October 2011, Rita Crundwell requested an extended vacation, nearly 4 months off, to focus on her horse shows. The city clerk, Kathy Swanson, would fill in during her absence. When Rita was gone, Kathy was responsible for collecting the mail. One day, a bank statement arrived from Fifth Third Bank for an account she'd never seen before. It was called RSCDA, and when she opened it, she saw a check for over $150,000. The check had been made out to treasurer, but deposited into this account. Something didn't feel right. Instead of confronting Rita, Swanson took her concerns directly to Mayor James Burke. Together, they began a secret investigation. They couldn't believe what they were seeing, but they needed to be absolutely certain before making any accusations. This was Rita Crundwell they were talking about, the most trusted person in city government. The mayor contacted the FBI, who launched an investigation that would last nearly 6 months. Agents secretly subpoenaed bank records, going back years, and they tracked the money trail. What they found was astounding. Year after year, massive amounts of money flowing from city accounts into this RSCDA account, and then directly to pay for Rita's horses, her ranch, her vehicles, her jewelry, her everything. On April 17th, 2012, while Rita was at work, FBI agents entered Dixon City Hall and arrested her. She didn't seem shocked when they came in. She was very calm, almost resigned. On some level, she perhaps always knew this day would come. News of Rita's arrest sent shockwaves through Dixon. Residents who had trusted her for decades couldn't believe it. It was like finding out your grandmother was secretly a bank robber. Rita was part of the fabric of this town. Everyone knew her. How could she do this to the people of Dixon?
You would think that amount of money would raise red flags sooner rather than later, and right now we're at later.
The allegations have rocked the northern Illinois town where Ronald Reagan grew up.
Shock, absolute shock, and I didn't realize that Dixon had $30 million anywhere.
As investigators dug deeper into Rita's finances, the full extent of her fraud became clear. The $53.7 million she stole would have funded Dixon's entire city government operations for nearly half a decade. Think about what that money could have done for Dixon. New infrastructure, better services, lower taxes. For 2 decades, this city struggled, while Rita lived in luxury. In November 2012, Rita Crundwell pleaded guilty to wire fraud. At her sentencing hearing, in February 2013, the judge showed no mercy. The judge stated that Rita showed much greater passion for the welfare of her horses than she did for the people of Dixon, who elected and trusted her. The judge sentenced Rita to 19 years and 7 months in federal prison, nearly the maximum possible sentence. She was also ordered to pay full restitution of $53.7 million. Was the sentence harsh? Yes. But this wasn't a momentary lapse in judgment. This was a calculated scheme that went on for 22 years, every day. For 22 years, Rita Crundwell made the conscious decision to steal from the people of Dixon. After her arrest, federal marshals seized all of Rita's assets: her ranch, her horses, her vehicles, her jewelry, everything bought with stolen money, in what became the largest seizure in the history of the U.S. Marshals Service. Rita's 400 quarter horses were auctioned off, bringing in about $7 million. Her personal belongings and real estate added several million more, but it was still just a fraction of what she stole. The sad reality is, most of the money is gone, spent on upkeep of the horses, on trainers, on travel, on a lifestyle of luxury that burned through millions each year. In the wake of Rita's arrest, Dixon had to confront how such massive fraud could go undetected for so long. This case was a perfect storm of failures. No separation of duties, no oversight, annual audits that were completely inadequate, and a trusted insider who took advantage of every weakness. In 2013, the city of Dixon sued its auditors and Fifth Third Bank, claiming they should have caught the fraud. In a surprising outcome, they won a $40 million settlement. That money has been transformative for Dixon. They've been able to pay off debt, upgrade infrastructure, and put financial safeguards in place to make sure nothing like this ever happens again. Just when the citizens of Dixon thought this story was over, a shocking new chapter unfolded. On December 11th, 2024, after serving just 11 years of her nearly 20-year sentence, Rita Crundwell walked free. Her release came not from a parole board, but from a surprising source: President Joe Biden.
There's a big White House announcement today. President Biden has decided to commute the sentences of almost 1,500 offenders and pardon 39 others.
It is the largest single-day clemency action ever. One of those impacted is Rita Crundwell. You'll remember this story. She's the former Dixon comptroller who pled guilty to embezzling more than $50 million from Dixon.
In one of his final acts of clemency, Biden commuted Rita's sentence, citing her age and health concerns. At 71 years old, Rita was released from a federal prison medical center in Texas, where she had been receiving treatment for an undisclosed medical condition. The news hit Dixon like a thunderbolt. Once again, Rita Crundwell was the talk of the town, and not in a good way. Many residents felt betrayed. All over again, they had expected her to remain behind bars until 2029. Instead, she was free before Christmas, 2024. Former Mayor Jim Burke, who had helped uncover her crimes, said he was extremely disappointed by the decision. Dixon's current leadership echoed this sentiment, stating that the early release reopened old wounds for a community still healing from her betrayal. The presidential clemency didn't erase Rita's conviction. She still owes the city over $53 million in restitution. But at her age, with her assets long since seized and sold, the likelihood of Dixon ever recovering more than a fraction of what she stole remains slim. To date, the city has recovered less than $9 million directly from Rita's assets. The U.S. attorney who prosecuted Rita was equally surprised by the decision. He noted that her fraud was historic in its scale and duration, the largest municipal fraud in American history. The prosecutor emphasized that her theft had devastating effects on Dixon's infrastructure, public safety, and economic development for over 2 decades. While Rita is now free, her life will never be the same. Gone are the luxury homes, the champion horses, the custom trailers, and the adoring fans in the quarter horse world. Instead, she faces a world where her name has become synonymous with betrayal and fraud.